Alright, here's the assembled capacitor, the 4 leads and a ground lead. I've also marked what each terminal is in microfarads. Normally you'd do that with a little half moon, square, diamond, nothing, but it's just too hard to read. This one didn't have those markings anyway on it because it was the donor cap was 4 sections. They were all the same, so it didn't even have the markings, which I've never seen before. But whatever. So, and I've got the I fed the leads up through after drilling holes. I've attached it to the terminals, already soldered them up. I've got the grounds connected through the center to the top tang here. Normally I wouldn't attach this like this because normally if you're installing this in a chassis, this has to go through a hole in the chassis. But the way the Predicta is, it only captures the bottom, these 2 sides, and there's no hole here. It's open, which is kind of neat. And the actual ground wire for the Predicta has a separate ground wire that will actually come up and tie into this too. So it doesn't even rely on the lug to chassis connection. It's actually electrically hooked up with a piece of wire, so that's good. But anyway, so this has got the caps in, ready to go. So all I got to do now is unsolder and remove the existing capacitor, and we'll install this guy in there, and then I think that'll wrap it up for this Predicta. Anyway, more later. Okay, I've installed the replacement cap. Got all the wires soldered in. I used correct technique as far as getting a good mechanical joint through the hole, wrap around the terminal, get it hot enough so the solder all incorporates the wire in terminal one piece, fill the hole in the terminal, which is all standard operating procedure for proper soldering technique. As you can see, I've reconnected the orange lead. This is the one that went off before and came into here, went back to this power resistor, so that's been corrected. I've got the ground lead connected. All the other leads are soldered in. I've twisted the legs. I'm not going to bother to solder this piece on this shoulder, since again the electrical connection is taking place right there through this wire, this white wire that goes to the center. So there's really no reason to worry about getting a super good ground on this shoulder. There wasn't in the original design either, because they use this wire here. I don't know if that was done on purpose or what the point was. That somehow Philco decided they should have a separate ground wire. But anyway, that's it. So I'll be powering up later. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because I haven't checked this cap yet that came out. This is the old one, to see what kind of condition it was in. But it'll be interesting to see what the section that they were using as part of the doubler shows on the cap tester, because you know, if it's really only 80 like it says, frequently these things are quite a bit higher. I mean, they have it marked as 80, but that doesn't mean you could easily double that. But anyway, if that was really only 80 and it's supposed to be 200, that's a pretty significant reduction in value. And in a doubler circuit that matters, because it basically has to charge up and add to the other doubler diode in order to get the full B+. So it might have been accounting for a lower B+ under load, although I don't really know if that's a fact or not. Anyway, all the wires have been rerouted, connected, and we should be good to go. More later.